Hello and welcome to my kitchen. I'm Judith. Today I am going to stuff manicotti. And we are going to use ground chicken. I have mozzarella, Parmesan, mixture of herbs, parsley, sage, thyme, rosemary. If you don't have fresh herbs, you can use dried. And you don't have to use what I'm using. You can use whichever herbs you prefer. Got some good tomato sauce, strained tomatoes. We're going to make a tomato sauce. And olive oil. Of course, we're going to need some onions and garlic as well. So, two things we need to do before we get anywhere near stuffing anything is cook our filling and par cook our manicotti noodles. So we don't want to fully cook them because then they're too soft and stuffing them becomes very difficult. They will just tear. Of course, if you don't want to use the preformed ones, you can buy or make just plain pasta sheets and just roll them around the filling. But if these do tear as you're filling them, it's not a problem. Just roll them together with the torn side down and they'll be fine. So let me get the water going to cook these and the pan on for our filling. Starting our filling, we need a couple tablespoons of olive oil in the pan, and I've already warmed the pan on a low heat. Love the smell of olive oil. Then I have a cup of chopped yellow onion. You could use a white onion if you like, or a red onion, whatever you have. Just needed that little time to soften. Shouldn't take too long. Our pan is fairly hot. Just keep moving it around. If your pan's hot, just keep moving it around. You don't want it to burn. Give it a minute or two. When you see that it's starting to go translucent, add your garlic, and that's 3 cloves, finely minced. Or you could use a garlic press. I never seem to have any luck with those. I watch videos of other people using them, and they get like a teaspoon of crushed garlic out of 1 clove. I get, if I'm lucky, a tiny little dribble. I don't know what I do wrong, or whether my garlic presses are just ineffective. Now, as soon as you can start smelling the garlic, we're going to add our chicken, and this is 1 pound of ground chicken. We are going to brown this. It might take some time. We need to break it up. And once your ground chicken is cooked, oops, getting away. We still have some pink bits, but that's okay. We're not finished yet. So make sure you break it all up. handy way to break it all up. Find it. Handy way to break it up is with, believe it or not, your pastry thing. Okay, now that we've got that done, we are going to add about a half a cup of white wine and some of our herbs. Now, I have parsley, flat leaf parsley, thyme, rosemary, and sage. Gentle with the sage because it's a very strong flavor. And remember to reserve some of the herbs because we do have to make a tomato sauce yet. And we're going to just mix those round. Oh, I can smell the wine. Now, at this point you can also add some pepper, salt if you like, but remember we are going to use a lot of Parmesan cheese and that is salty. There's going to be also some mozzarella cheese, not as salty, but still, cheese is salty. Let me give it a little taste here. Definitely would benefit from a little bit of white pepper. And a tiny touch of salt. Get a spoon, a little bit of a taste. I want to get some of the, on everything. Yeah, much better. So now we're going to put a lid on and turn the heat down. I know I didn't have it very high to begin with, but we don't want it so high that we're going to scorch it. We just want to let it simmer in that little bit of wine until everything gets nice and soft. So we'll give that about 20 minutes to half an hour. For our tomato sauce, we're going to use strained tomatoes. There we go. So this is a 660 ml jar. We are going to do about half of it. The herbs we reserved from what we put in our chicken. So I've got parsley, sage, and rosemary and thyme. So add a little bit of salt. And this is very acidic, so I think we're also going for some sugar. Only about 2 teaspoons. There we go. Mix that all well. Once your chicken has absorbed most of the liquid, it should take about 20 minutes to half an hour, depending on your temperature and how well your lid is sealed. Take it off the heat. And another chance to break the bits up. And let it cool somewhat. You don't want this super hot. So give it about 10 minutes to cool down. After 5 minutes or so, your chicken should be cool enough to add your Parmesan cheese. And as you can see, I have added. And you don't want to add all of it. You want to add about half of what you've got. And give it a good stir. So now that we've got it mixed, we're going to take it out of the way and get our casserole dish here. Now, in the bottom of our casserole, we're going to put about half of our tomato sauce. Now this is a fairly large one. Depending on how many you're doing and how big your dish is, you need more or less. And this, which I assumed was a 13 by 9, turns out to be a 12.5 by 9, which is interesting. But it is very, very old. It is my mom's dish. Okay, next up, we'll put our tomato sauce aside. We have our filling and our pasta tubes. Now, I cooked these till they are like seriously al dente. They are nowhere near cooked enough yet. But as you can see, they have expanded quite a lot. And then I just carefully poured them into my colander and filled the pot with cold water and let them sit there in the cold water until I was ready for them. So now we're going to stuff things. So let's get the dish out of the way. So the question now is, how do you stuff something that has a hole at either end? Trick is, and thank you whoever developed these guys, fold the end in. So you've blocked that. Take a spoon and start spooning your filling in. And just give a little poke down. There we go. With the flat of your hand, palm of your hand, over the other end, turn it over and make sure it's full. Tuck a bit in there and then lay it in your casserole or your baking pan. So I will finish these. This is what you end up with. In this pan it fits 8 comfortably. So, no, that's actually 7 comfortably. And I always do cook a couple extra. If you want, you can actually open them up and do and layer them on top. And I opened and separated there. So you have a little extra pasta. You don't have to do that. I just want to use up the extra pasta because I always cook a couple extra just in case they break up so badly they can't be used. Now we are going to pour the rest of our tomato sauce across the top. I think we might be a little short here, so oh, maybe not. Give it a little spread around. You don't need a whole lot. Just remember, we are going to cover this with cheese. So I have quite a good amount of grated mozzarella cheese. So I'm guessing that's probably close to 2.5 cups. And we're just going to put that on the top. Spread around quite well. Trying pretty much to cover everything. And then we have the remainder of our Parmesan cheese. And we're just going to sprinkle that across the top. There we go. And this goes in the oven for about 40 minutes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Once the cheese is all bubbly and brown, take it out, let it cool for 15-20 minutes or so. You don't want to burn your mouth on it. Chicken stuffed manicotti. I chose to serve it with an old-fashioned style salad. Basically something that used to be called a wedge salad, traditionally served with blue cheese dressing, but there's enough cheese, so I chose a creamy cucumber dressing. Let's see what our manicotti looks like on the inside. And once we cut into it, we've got that beautiful chicken meat in there. Wonderful herbs and tomato sauce and cheese. And oh, that is delicious. Honestly, that is so good. Thank you so much for watching. Please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. I appreciate everyone that's already subscribed, everyone that gives it a thumbs up, everyone that watches. You're all wonderful. Thank you so much, and I'll see you again soon with another video.